here we go. A button is pressed.
Yes.
And as soon as the stream, I'm going to give you the stream link.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see things yet, but you'll see them presently.
Okay.
So
I believe in you.
here's the stream link. And then tell me when you're ready for it to be on.
I'm ready.
Didn't you want to post that somewhere or something?
Oh yeah, I'm doing that part.
Okay,
Hang
yeah,
on.
I'm saying when you're ready for it to be on, when you're ready to
Okay.
perceive.
Let me tell you something, baby.
Tell me.
I knew today was going to be a good day. You know
Why?
when I knew that?
Tell me.
When I was working and suddenly from upstairs I heard you doing guitar noises with your mouth, and I knew today's going to be a good day.
I was in the
Okay,
kitchen. I'm making toast, and while I was waiting for the toaster, I was doing for myself, not for you. You are butting in. You are dropping eaves. I was doing for myself a little rendition of "The Only Thing They Fear Is You,"
all right, well,
which I often do. Just walk around the house being like, right? That happens.
Doing pre-stream.
Yeah, so here's the pre-stream. Here it comes, baby. This is the real actual thing that we are doing today. For the last several pre-streams, we've been playing the Pitfall games.
Right.
We last time checked out the Pitfall, the Lost Expedition for the PS2 / GameCube / Xbox, released 2004. It's not very good in my opinion. I think that was a bad game. There have not been a lot. There have not been a lot of good Pitfall games in the Pitfall series, is what we've discovered.
There were two, arguably one.
Yeah,
and they were the first two.
But 2004 is not the last time that a Pitfall game was released. So I have here for us Pitfall, a game just titled Pitfall! ! Which is the same title as the first game in the series, but boy, it sure ain't the first game in the series. So let me see how quickly I can feed this to you.
I didn't think that you could
You don't trust me. You don't believe. But let me tell you something. My powers are considerable.
I believe in your powers.
My powers are considerable and terrifying.
Okay. So I guess...
Welcome to Pitfall. Tap to anger Volcano God. Because look, it's that guy Pitfall. He's on his phone. And he's angered the gods of the volcano and the monkey, all of them. This is a little loud, I think.
Okay.
We just mix that down a bit. Yeah, so Pitfall 2012 for iOS and Android, which I am emulating here.
Okay.
This is the Android version. I just played a little tiny bit of it just to make sure that it actually works. Here we go. I'm just gonna hit start. Let's do the thing.
Now, I don't mind you suffering through Pitfall, but I am curious why.
I did want to have you play it for continuity's sake, but in the end, it was such a pain to set up on my computer.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I figured you're a little bit less tech savvy than I am. Check out this fucking panther.
Okay, so this is.
So it is an endless runner.
I'm used to those being 2D though.
So I am swiping up to cause him to jump. There will also be some swiping, up and left and right to do various things.
Okay.
You can see there are bits of gold here to collect. These bars of gold are ghostly because I have already collected them. But I wanted to start the run from the beginning so that you can see a particular thing.
Oh boy.
So you can see it's doing camera stuff. We're getting all over the place.
Yeah.
And it more or less works via the emulation. It's pretty functional, I think.
This doesn't feel like a Pitfall game so far, but it certainly is a game and seems better than the last few we've played.
Yeah, I mean it's doing the basic. Oh, I did not read my swipe. I think I clicked maybe outside the window a little bit. I leveled up. Check out the level up. That gave me 2 gems. I would need a macaw token to use that checkpoint. How do we get a macaw token? Well, Amabel, let me tell you. You can purchase a macaw token for 10 gems or 6,000 bars. And they did give me 20 gems to start with out of the kindness of their hearts. So here's the thing. It's a mobile game, and it's full of mobile game shit.
Yeah.
You can buy a life tonic for some extra health. You can buy a haste tonic, some anti-venom, in case you don't want to die to a scorpion. There are upgrades and stuff. There are different outfits. Here's Extreme Pitfall Harry. Drinking of your own bodily fluids is not required. I have no idea what the hell they think they're referencing there.
Obviously, I need to see the fairy outfit.
SWAT Pitfall Harry. Fairy Pitfall Harry. There's some kind of ninjas versus pirates theming going on.
Oh, hi there.
So we have these. That's not just a ninja, it's like direct copyright infringement.
Yeah.
And some of the outfits, every day a different outfit would be outfit of the day, and I'm not 100% sure what happens if you are wearing the outfit of the day. But you'll notice when I start a run. I know. Oh my god. This thing might be broken. I might have to buy the token in order to proceed. No, here we go. We're gonna start again. We're gonna try one more time before buying any checkpoint tokens or anything. Because I can definitely get further than that. I have gotten further than that.
Have you played a lot of mobile games?
Not a tremendous amount, no. But I have played, like the Flash games that the mobile endless runner was spawned from. So I'm like kind of familiar with like this idea. And the best of these games are still actual video games that you play on a computer or whatever, like Thumper. Right?
I don't know Thumper.
You don't know Thumper. Well, let me tell you about the Audible that we just pulled. Yeah, go install Thumper.
Oh no.
No. We're gonna stick to the plan. But Thumper's,
Okay.
Thumper's, it's a go fast,
Endless.
respond to the prompts, to the music type game.
The only endless runner I'm really familiar with that I played is Bit Dot Runner. I'm not
Bit Trip Runner.
Bit Trip Runner.
Which Bit Trip Runner do you remember?
It was on the Wii.
Okay, unfortunately, I do not know the console versions well enough to tell you what that means. Because there are 3 different Bit Trip Runner games,
Okay.
if I'm not
I
mistaken.
see you play one of them. But so what? So you said the endless runner started as a Flash thing, like
Well,
Flash
I mean,
game?
there have been video games. I don't know if you are familiar with the thing we do here, where we talk about like the lineage of video games and where these sort of like the ideas come from, and
Yeah. So like, is that a thing you might want to tell me about sometime or show me?
yeah, I'm not super ready to talk about this right now. Check it out, rope swinging.
Okay.
It's Pitfall. It's Pitfall, baby, inarguably. Whoosh.
It like
That's a convenient vine.
like all the other Pitfall sequels, it has the trappings of Pitfall without, I think, understanding its soul.
It also has him using a whip as a weapon rather than a pickaxe. So at this point, we have completely given up on the idea that we're not ripping off Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That was like the last vestige, was that he wasn't using a whip yet.
Hey, when is Indiana Jones? Is Raiders of the Lost Ark 82?
Fucking, I don't know.
That's a convenient find.
81. Okay. So yeah. So like Pitfall did come out. Like the original game
this is
came out
different.
around the same time or just after Raiders of the
So
Lost
when
Ark.
you get on the Panther, first of all, Panther go fast, and that's great. Secondly, the Panther does the inputs for you.
Oh, okay.
You know, the Panther is just like you pulled a star in Mario Kart. Oh,
So
that was
Mario
close.
Kart does.
Sure. You can just like take the things I say in the spirit that they're meant. You know, not everything has to turn into an interrogation.
I'm not familiar with your references.
You're not familiar with a Mario Kart? Oh my god, there's so much. There's so much, so little to vision ahead of me. Check out that shit. Look at how endlessly I ran for 3,500 meters that time.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. We're buying the macaw token, Amabel.
Okay.
Wait, how do I? Okay, go to store. It's a little laggy. I will spend 10 of my hard-earned gems. I purchased 10 macaw tokens. That's what it does say times 10 there, doesn't it? So then, if I back here now, I can. I'm not sure these tokens even work because obviously the whatever backend service that this game once connected to no longer exists. You cannot purchase this on the App Store today. All of its backside stuff was disabled and it was taken out of the stores in 2014. So yeah, it looks like attempting to macaw token has broken it, and we will not in fact be restarting from the checkpoint. Anyway, I think that's fucking enough of that. Personally,
Did you show me the thing you wanted to show me? Was it the Panther or
the Pitfall? Pitfall was the thing I would. What are you
Okay.
talking about?
you said there was something you wanted to show me?
Yeah,
in the game.
Pitfall.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I saw it. Yeah. That's.
What do you think we're doing here?
Now have you? I thought there was a particular thing, like maybe the cat showed, maybe Quick Claw showed up or something that you wanted.
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
So.
So the game was released in 2012 to coincide with the the Mayan calendar end of the world thing.
Yeah.
Because Pitfall Harry and the Mayans, right? That's an association anyone would make. It's bad. It's bad. It's not a good time. It's like a fine endless runner, I guess. And obviously the monetization stuff is kind of scummy, but like that's just the way of things, huh? All right, Amabel's prepping phase 2 is what all this sound is. Okay, yeah. Let me pull the gas image down and then.
Okay.
Here we go. Welcome to phase 2. Hello, everybody. I'm looking at the chat now for the first time because I was pitfalling so hard. It hurt everyone, and I apologize for that. We often do hurt the ones we love when we seek to play mobile games. According to Robin in chat.
Job description, okay? I'm just a humble PI trying to save the world as we know it.
Thank you for testing the audio in the middle of me speaking.
Sorry.
Do you want to?
Look, prophecies aren't in my job description, okay? I'm just a humble PI trying to save the world as we know it.
Okay, are you happy? Can you stop making noises now?
Wow.
All right. And you adjusted it with the in-game audio settings. Bizarre. Anyway,
don't know how else
let me
to do it.
let me talk. Let me do the intro here, and then you can start clicking around. Anyway, Cornflake says this pitfalls. Yeah, this the you know what? That pitfall was the pits, and we fell into them. So hey, Amabel, what's this? What are we doing?
You had me download a game called Tex Murphy Under a Killing Moon.
Tex Murphy,
I
colon,
don't know what
Under
it
a Killing
is.
Moon. Yeah.
I
So
don't.
you and I have been talking about have been talking about adventure games
Hmm.
a while ago. And also, incidentally, we were talking about FMVs kind of around the same time, not really, not, there were two separate conversations. And I was like, oh, I know what the thing is. And then we got distracted. We did other things for like 6 months. So this is no longer going to seem apropos of the things that have been on your mind lately. But here's the thing. I know that you don't know about Tex Murphy, and I think that it's time that
Right.
changed.
Okay.
So the Tex
Yeah,
Murphy
that's
series is a series of adventure games that came out over the course of the like early 90s mostly. We were jumping in kind of in the middle here, but the first couple of these so let me first of all state that I am aware of these by reputation and I've seen some footage, but I'm not like I've never played these myself either. I did spend some time doing some research and it was indicated to me that the first couple of these are a little rough, a little rough technically wise, and Under a Killing Moon might be a good place to start. So this is a adventure game from 1994,
okay.
costing over $2 million and 4 years of development. Amabel, hit it. Tex Murphy, Under a Killing Moon.
Okay. I'm gonna get started, but I'm gonna say two things because I don't
Yeah.
know if something's gonna blare on when I start. First, I do hate adventure games, but I am fascinated by FMV games. So this will be fun. Secondly, I see in the chat we have a comment from Robin that says no fucking way, and from Nick that says I see SB is doing an evil. So I'm a little
I don't think I'm
little
doing an
concerned.
evil.
Little concerned.
This is not intended as an evil.
New game. Player name.
Well, they got you. They saw your ass coming,
Hey.
just like everybody else.
So, they found it again, have they? I thought we'd taken care of it.
The forces of evil are persistent, sir.
I'm getting too old for this. Who have we got lined up to deal with this problem?
Murphy, sir.
Oh, no, not Murphy.
Afraid so, sir.
What about Spade or Marlowe?
Dead, sir.
Isn't there anyone else?
Sorry, sir. He's next on the list.
Well, I suppose we'll have to make do. Knowing Murphy, he's going to need help. A lot of help.
I'll check the archives and get back to you, sir.
News of the day. As the Second World War enters its final days, Allied forces are on the march. The troops of the Western Alliance are occupied with the dangerous duty of ferreting out the remaining pockets of Nazi resistance. The storming of Berlin has crushed the heart of German opposition and sent remnants of the Fuhrer's troops scurrying into the dark reaches of the Black Forest. The Germans have vowed to fight to the last man in their quest for world domination. But their days are numbered, with Adolf Hitler dead and the once dreaded SS disbanded. The Allies have exposed the workings of the Nazi war machine and found it festering with ancient blood cults, whose rituals and ceremonies are too astonishing and barbaric to detail. Allied forces will not rest until the last cult member has been revealed and captured.
No pestilence has ever been so fatal or so hideous. Blood was its avatar and its seal, the redness and horror of blood.
Yeah.
How are you appreciating this sort of melange of things that's been thrown at you so far?
Kidder's in this? That's great. I
Margot
love
Kidder's in
Kidder.
this.
I just it was like 3 different cutscenes that were for 3 different things.
Yep.
That's astonishing.
Yeah, get ready to embrace that feeling that you're kind of playing a lot of different things all at once. You'll see.
right.
You'll see.
Okay. So that tells me what time. Okay.
In the moonlight, New San Francisco sparkles like a chunk of cubic zirconium, an island of hollow beauty surrounded by a red sea of radiation. 5 million souls drowning in gamma rays. Some lucky people have a natural immunity to genetic mutation caused by the radiation. I'm one of them. Most of them live in the new city, but I don't. I live among the unlucky souls, the mutants and the destitute, and the wreckage of old San Francisco. My name's Tex Murphy. I'm a private detective. Or at least I used to be. Since my marriage hit the rocks, I haven't done much of anything. I went out tonight for the first time in a week, but all I ended up doing was spending the last of my money on a bottle of cheap bourbon. Now it's past midnight, and I'm staring out of the window of my office on the 2nd floor of the Ritz Hotel. Just like me, the Ritz used to be something. Now it's just another grimy building in a rundown part of town. And I'm almost out of bourbon.
My God, Murphy, you look like hell. Really hit bottom, didn't you?
Oh, I usually don't look this bad. I forgot to take my Geritol this morning. So, you want a drink? I saved my first one to have with you.
No, thanks. I've been dry for 8 years now. Yeah, one morning I just looked in the mirror and decided I needed to make a few lifestyle changes. Quit smoking, quit drinking. Now I'm getting out of the business. Yep, I'm gonna move to the tropics and retire in a nice secluded island with a tribe of beautiful young women.
You're getting out of the business? I guess that means the end of the world must be around the corner because you are the detective. I can't imagine you doing anything else, especially not running around an island with a bunch of nubile women in a loincloth.
Oh, I can imagine it. I've been thinking about it for years now. Yeah. You know how it is. Lonely. Underappreciated. Dangerous. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in 38 years. I tell you, I'm working on a case right now, and that's going to be my last one. Enough about me. How about you, Tex? How's life treating you? Bad as it looks?
Well, it depends. What day is it anyway today? Saturday? Well, Saturdays aren't too bad. It's normally Thursday by the time I get really suicidal.
Mood.
So what is it you wanted? Just come by to sprinkle a little salt into the open wounds of my pathetic life?
No, Tex, you got me all wrong. Just because you turned me in and got me suspended and humiliated me in front of my peers. You sold me out. But that's all in the past. See, I quit hating you for that weeks ago. Like I said, I'll be leaving soon, and I didn't want to go with any loose ends dangling there to bother me in my golden years.
Hey, don't worry about me. When you tossed me out of the agency, it was the best thing that ever happened. Digging through dumpsters and sleeping in abandoned speeders, you helped me learn a great lesson. Because no matter how bad things are, they can always get worse.
So what happened to you? I heard you were doing pretty well there for a while. Did a hell of a job on that Martian memorandum case. What's your problem? You one of those people who can't live with success? Huh?
Well, I can live with it. I'm just afraid of commitment. Now you tell me something. Why wouldn't you talk to me 15 years ago? I was a stupid kid back then. Could have tried to understand why I told the ethics board what I did. I mean, I understand now that I was out of line and I made a mistake, but why'd you cut me off like that?
Because apparently you never learned the first rule of a PI. Never, ever betray your friends. Now, friendship goes beyond blood and race and politics. You gotta find out who your friends are, then you hold on to them. They're a precious commodity to people like me and you. Now listen, before I go, I came here with a warning. I heard your name mentioned in connection with a case that I'm working on, and you stay out of it. If you don't, somebody's gonna find you floating in the bay with a hole in your head. I don't need any more strain on my conscience.
You know, frankly, I'm pretty insulted. Because I'm a pretty damn good detective, and I can take care of myself, thank you.
No! Just remember what I said, Tex. Got no idea what kind of people we're dealing with here. Just keep out of my way. I'll send you a postcard.
Is this gameplay?
You hold your horses. They got some more music to play. How else are you going to know that it's time to cuff up Phlegm?
So last night, after 15 years, the Colonel walks into my office. Made me take a good hard look at myself. Maybe I have hit bottom, and maybe I do look like hell. Lord knows the only exercise I've had lately is tipping the bottle and flipping cards into my hat. I gotta find some work. Contrary to what the Colonel might think, I'm as good a detective as he ever was. Now I just gotta prove it. I'm gonna scare up a job today, even if it means finding somebody's lost puppy.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to interactive mode. So, Amabel,
Yeah.
thoughts?
So that was a lot of cutscenes. I'm happy to be in the part where I'm playing the game. I don't mind. The dialogue was fine. I don't mind some cutscenes and some acting. But it's kind of an experience with the FMV stuff. But I would have liked to have looked around my office. I would like to have had a little bit of interactivity before the fourth cutscene.
This pure
Let's look
mountain
at this.
spring water is indispensable, literally. I'm out of paper cups.
Ah.
The Scotch guard that Rudy's upholstering service put on my office chairs will stand up to anything. And I ought to know. My old reliable faux oak desk. I love my comfy chair. I just wish it wouldn't be...
Spacebar to walk around.
Yeah, so check.
Whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
okay. Your mouse sensitivity is very high. So check this out. Full 3D environments. It's like, what if
my comfy chair? I just wish it wouldn't be so easy to tip over whenever I got drunk.
what if you were a detective, but also Doom guy?
This cabinet is where my old successes go to die.
That's just a...
This here is my favorite desk drawer.
Yeah, from this side, you can click on the drawers.
As usual, it's a mess.
You may want to go over there. Just be gentle. Be very gentle on the stick. Can you look down? Or is it really like Doom?
Oh, that's making me nauseous.
If you hit, if you go back to the config menu, can you...
Where is that?
I don't know. You're the one who had it open before.
Okay.
Can you adjust the sensitivity?
Yeah, let's find out. I don't.
Okay, it looks like tilt control for up and down is maybe cursor controlled.
Okay.
Let's see what that feels like. Is that better?
Okay.
Do you feel like that's manageable? There you go. There's down. I mean, honestly, this looks kind of good as hell even now. Right, when you think about...
The fabulous Dior lamp. I bought it for 77 cents.
You sure do love descriptive
about-
text. When you think about what else was coming out in 1994, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is... Okay, that's... I can hear that you're already disengaged from the thing I'm saying. Why don't you just go ahead and...
No, I'm listening. I'm also just trying to.
Yeah, but we're all familiar with that particular
It's the when I'm trying to multitask. It's not being disengaged.
It's the
Don't
when you're trying to
appreciate.
do a task that doesn't have to do with what I'm saying.
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
My old reliable faux oak
Oh, I wanted to read about the
desk.
book. Okay.
The
Make sure
Scotch guard that Rudy's upholstering service put on my office chairs will...
Make sure you're clicking on things with the cursor.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're not... The problem you're having is that you're not clicking on things with the cursor. You're trying to click on them with the magnifying glass.
Oh.
I love murder mysteries. To be a fictional detective. Everything would be so much simpler then.
I didn't see the crosshairs.
The fabulous Dior lamp. I
Okay,
bought it for
that's
77
still for the lamp.
cents.
But yeah, the clickable area for the lamp is huge.
Sylvia, my ex-wife. Whenever I think things can't get any worse, I think about her and how she totally screwed up my life. She's a woman who loves a man, any time. I'll never forget the day I came home early and caught her with the upholstery man.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay.
I just got done with the chair. I'll be sending the bill to your husband.
Oh, Rudy. Let's not think about my husband right now. I was watching you upholstery and you're so big and strong.
Do you really think so?
Well, yes. God, I've only known you for 10 minutes and I feel like I've known you forever. Oh, yes, look. And look at this muscle. Oh. The way you hold me, Tex never held me like this. Oh, kiss me, Rudy, and set my lips on fire.
Okay.
Oh, Tex, honey. I wasn't expecting you home so soon.
Well, duh. Obviously. Now I know why the Roto-Rooter man keeps calling and asking whether we need our plumbing checked. Well, I gotta admit, those chairs look pretty good.
Thanks. Listen, how about I don't charge you on the labor and we call it even?
Fair enough. But from here on out, Rudy, customer servicing doesn't include my wife.
See, honey? I saved you some money again. Aren't you happy?
I married her for better or worse. Unfortunately, it never got any better.
Oh no! Don't put me back here. No.
You're gonna be fine. You see, look, you fix the mouse sensitivity. It's very navigable. The thing people are always saying about this game is that it's extremely navigable.
No. Oh, okay. Stop.
It says right here,
I'm trying.
according to IGN, landmark for adventure games and one of the most navigable games of all time.
Okay, I'm just trying to get to stop moving. Stop. I want to get to the desk and just
Kind of look down and
Yeah.
then get some drawers open.
Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them.
okay.
But not this one.
As usual, it's a mess. Nothing in here but a stamp. My old reliable faux oak desk.
Okay, no, that's okay. Give me the open prompt again.
My old reliable faux oak desk.
Do you want to
Okay,
step
me-
over there and try to...
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
One last $10 stamp waits patiently to be licked and mailed.
Wait, how do I select? Okay, yeah. Cool.
As
I know what
usual, it's a
adventure
mess.
games are.
As usual, it's a mess.
Okay, nothing.
This here is my favorite desk drawer.
Okay, let's open it.
Because it's
As
empty?
usual, it's a mess.
Well, let's.
Well, it seems like if he says it's a mess, then like when there was a stamp to collect in it, he said the stamp thing instead of the mess thing.
Yeah.
I would argue that drawer does not seem to be much of a mess, though.
Hip-hop English keeps me up on all the slang kids are using today.
Oh. Oh no! Don't. Okay, and then we.
Listen, Texas had a bit to
Stop.
drink already today. It's a little.
Oh, great. Another incoming message that won't print out. If I don't get a new fax machine, I'll be out of business.
Cornflake says, Amabel, do a 720 no scope.
This cabinet is where my old successes go to die.
Right.
I think she basically did when she opened that first drawer.
Okay.
CrimeLink computer is the only valuable piece of equipment left in the office. By entering suspect information like height, weight, and hair color, I can access the suspect's personal files.
Well, that seems like the sort of thing we should maybe take
Spent
with
weeks
us.
earning this baby. Best $20 I ever spent.
I don't think I can.
Oh, is it just just a thing we can operate?
Oh.
It is in place.
Okay.
It is extremely classic that this is software registered to someone else.
The UI of U was the only place that would accept me. Half the course credit was earned by locating the university.
Are
This
you
one
able
really
to?
isn't art, it's a placemat from Taco Bob's.
You're clicking on
Able
these.
to.
You're clicking on these like diplomas and stuff and getting half the joke, and then just moving on. Are you able to actually look at them?
The
He
UI of
doesn't-
U
he
was the
doesn't
only
zoom in?
place that would accept me. Half
No.
the course credit was earned by locating the university.
No, it's not zooming in.
This piece of art is called Two Whales on a Bender.
All right, let's go check that out.
that's the first thing Amabel's been interested in this whole time.
That's not. Hey, I am absorbing it. Look at that. That's beautiful.
It is beautiful. There's no two ways about
All
it.
right.
That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni. That hutch holds a life's worth.
Okay.
That's a perfect bed for a destitute PI. Small, lightweight, no sheets required.
So to sort of like put this in context of other adventure games that you're familiar with,
Yeah.
you know, obviously the first version of Myst came out in 1993. Toonstruck, that game where they CG'd live action Christopher Lloyd into all those cartoons, was 1996. And I believe Starship Titanic, which does some stuff with fancy backgrounds, but is basically, you know, just Myst again, came out in 1998. So like this really is predates a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of fancy technical innovations. It's just like at the time it was very, very cool.
Yeah. No, I think this is neat. There's a lot of things to click on, and I'm half of my I'm torn because partially I just want to click on everything,
Yeah, for
and then
sure.
partially I do want to find a way to get the game going so that, you know, the stream isn't 10 hours long. But let me
I call this painting The Big Spill.
That was an ad lib.
Well, since the building inspector has only one eye and no depth perception, the hotel manager painted fire extinguishers in all the apartments. It saved him a bundle.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Another pile of garbage. There just aren't enough hours in the day.
Can I?
The stupid light switch is stuck in the on position. Could be
Ah.
worse, I guess.
I was wondering if I could.
Imagine having to re-render all this shit with different lighting. Come on. There are footprints all over the floor here.
The office was actually a dance studio before I moved in, and Latin dancing is a Murphy family tradition.
It did say that on the door in the cutscene.
My gun. I love it so much. The old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam. Hey, bam, bam, bam. Bam. Bam, bam. Bam. And you.
Oh.
Hey, Sonny, can you help me out? My girlfriend threw my gun out of the window. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just pick it up and, hey, don't point that thing up here. That's not a toy, you know. Oh, my hell. No matter how bad things got, I always had my gun. Now I've lost that, too. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those days.
Right.
Well, that was very irresponsible of you, Amabel. I don't know what you were thinking.
Oh, there's a whole nother. Right. Okay. What? Stop.
Yeah, there's so many dimensions.
Great-great-grandpa Murphy made it through the Depression by teaching cha-cha lessons to rich older women. He made thousands before the authorities found out he had no formal training.
The authorities. I don't think there are dance regulators.
Amabel, that's a prostitution joke. He was a gigolo. The authorities in this case are the fucking police.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that because I am an innocent angel.
My
Cornflakes.
photograph's an old family heirloom. I love to play the classics. Kool and the Gang, Peaches and Herb.
Cornflakes asks in chat, is our man an actual idiot? He's a little, yes, and also he's drunk.
Oh, I just can't do anything now until this is done playing.
You're listening to the music.
That's the door to the street.
Maybe that kid dropped our gun. What's on the floor in front of the door? Somebody slipped something under your door.
I'm trying to. Okay.
Oh boy, mail. Oh boy, mail.
Okay, so I think you can look at those things in your inventory.
Okay.
Surgery gift certificate. A sales flyer. We have 27 points.
Use credit card app.
You don't want to use it. You're not applying for a credit card. Examine. Sweetie, there's a button that says examine.
Oh, okay.
A pre-approved electronic shop credit card application addressed to the previous occupant. Just needs to be signed, stamped, and mailed.
Well,
Okay, well, I need a pen.
I think I saw one on your, not your desk, but the dresser against the back wall. Table, I guess it is. Right in front of the crime computer. Oh, maybe not. I think that's actually a lever that is part of the crime computer. Never mind. I thought it was a pen in one of those things, you know?
Okay. Well, let's see if there's a.
Yeah, I don't actually see one then.
Well, maybe I'll find a pen outside.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would check the
There's a
street.
door over here. I don't
Yeah, this
know,
might
just-
be bathroom.
Ah, the closet door.
Oh, sure.
All I've ever needed was a soft felt fedora, a well-tailored overcoat, and a comfy pair of sneakers. Some people know what they like, and they stay with it. All I've ever needed was...
Okay.
So this is the third Tex Murphy game. The second Tex Murphy game, Tex Murphy and the Martian Memorandum, has already been referenced. The first two games
feels thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks.
Sorry.
It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot.
Gross.
I don't believe for 1 second that you're sorry. The previous two games have a sort of a more standard kind of click around gameplay. This 3D stuff is an invention of Under a Killing Moon.
Oh, we got really cool stairs like in Vampire. No. Okay.
I think it's very important that you not try to fix, like when you're looking too far one way, don't try to swing back the other way to fix it. So I see you like fishtailing. Just if you're losing control, just hit space, right?
Government stop requiring products to display those "give
Okay.
up, don't pollute" symbols.
A lot of very timely references. How'd you like that Geritol joke?
I don't know what Geritol is.
It's a product that there used to be a lot of TV commercials for it in the early 90s. It's like
Okay.
like a dietary supplement thing specifically for old people. Like
All hell has broken loose since the government.
like a geriatric
My trusty
Geritol.
31 Lightning Bolt speeder. I still regret not getting the sunroof option.
Oh, I don't need to go in my car yet. Well, maybe there's a pen in my car. I keep a pen in my car. I don't know if you keep a pen in your car. No. Okay, we're gonna cancel. We're just gonna continue to look around. I am searching for our pen.
Hey there, Stephanie. Welcome to Amabel Plays Tex Murphy Under a Killing Moon.
This is the brand new electronic shop outlet. No pun intended. I won't be able to get inside the electronic shop until I get a membership card.
Classic
Okay.
adventure game stuff.
Yep.
These posters somehow survived the big war. They're bitter reminders of the past glory of this great city. Louis Laments runs the Brew and Stew, which is a local hangout. Louis Laments. These posters. Louis Laments.
Okay.
I think that's some kind of hangout over there.
I like to stand by these, waiting for a glimpse of Rita. Well, this is a section of the Bay City Mirror. It's a weekly newsletter that covers local goings-on written by mutants for mutants. I'd subscribe if they had a comics page.
Let's get that and let's examine. To read the newspaper, move the cursor over one of the articles in the newspaper, click the left mouse button, and close where the article will appear. Okay. Could you be my reader?
Of course. Burglaries baffle police. The total of inner-city pawnshop burglaries committed over the past 3 weeks now stands at 9. Zippy Cash, located at the corner of Jackson and Maple Streets, was broken into 3 nights ago. Pawnshop owner Urban Roby did not report the crime until this morning, thinking it was simply a practical joke played by his friends. Tragically, this was not the case. Of the 9 burglarized pawnshops, Zippy Cash was only the second not owned by a mutant. There's been some speculation the police are not actively investigating the crimes. Perish the thought, since most of the victims are mutants. Mayor Lender, who is up for re-election later this year and will need the mutant vote to retain his position, has publicly called the police onto the carpet. Police Lieutenant Mac Malden, maybe? It's a Malden, who is heading the investigation, denies that the police are dragging their feet. What we're dealing with here is some kind of master criminal. Well, he just hasn't left us much of anything to work with. Lieutenant Malden is sure that the burglaries have all been committed by the same person. The MO's, methods of operation, have almost been identical. A girl goes to a pawn shop, hawks a piece of jewelry for a large amount of cash, and then the shop is broken into that same night. Lieutenant Malden would not specify, but said that his team of detectives had some evidence and hoped to have some solid leads within the next few days.
Well, I'm used to MO being modus operandi, which of course is method or mode of operation.
That's what that means, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not used to seeing it as.
Why would you say modus operandi when speaking to the layman to then only have to explain to them what that means, right?
All right.
Poet's Corner. This week's poem sent in by 15-year-old Bupo Wong. Haiku to a taco. Soft shell, taco mine. What meat art thou concealing? Who cares? It's tasty.
It's no the tiger is free, but you know.
Well, they can't all be the greatest poem of all time, Amabel. Seems like an unfair standard. Need cash? At Organ Trail Clinic, we pay up to $50 cash for any and all vital organs. We also pay market rate for arms, legs, and eyeballs. Are you a lefty who's short on rent? Bring in that right arm. Must be removed on site to meet AMA requirements. Our friendly, qualified staff will be happy to sever that limb, and you'll walk out moments later with a few extra dollars in your pocket. Hurry in and don't forget to ask about our frequent donor program. Oof. So you didn't go to college at all, right?
No, not at all.
I did that desperately poor college kid thing for a little while. I had that donating plasma phase.
Ooh.
Yeah. It brings back unpleasant memories. Donating plasma is not the most fun thing in the universe.
I can't even donate blood because I tried and I got very faint. And they're like, no, you can't do this. Don't do this again.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been donating blood given the way I was eating, but I did anyway, and then I had a seizure.
Oh, sweetie.
The doctor was like, have you been, keeping yourself fed and everything? And I was like, I don't know. Does sugar water count? We were very into these jugs of quote-unquote juice that they were selling very cheaply at the supermarket. It really was just sugar and water and blue. It's tasty. Anyway, Senator committed to asylum. Reese's press conference hysterics surprised many. Senator Martin Reese, our New Mexico, who had called a press conference assumedly to announce his intentions to leave politics to join the PGA, erupted into hysterics today. Witnesses report the senator to have shouted, "Texas is just too damn big! Run for your lives before it eats us all!" Senator Reese, long considered one of the most mentally sound figures on Capitol Hill, what a strange list to be maintaining, had to be restrained and was led away in a makeshift straitjacket. When questioned about Senator Reese's rantings, Representative Lolana Elwich, D. Texas, professed complete ignorance. Well, everyone knows Texas is big, but really. Most people who witnessed the display admitted to being surprised at the senator's behavior, though not everyone. House Speaker Bob Brogue, D. Maine, commented, "Senator Reese's outburst is hardly shocking to those of us who have worked with him. We knew all along he was a whacked-out, thumb-sucking piece of shit." Senator Reese will be examined tomorrow by psychiatrists who are confident that a complete recovery can be made despite the senator's many years in Congress.
Political commentary.
Seems like they got some problems that things just haven't been changing very much. Body found in Bay. The body of Thaniel Murray was discovered 29, critically important, was discovered floating in the San Francisco Bay early yesterday morning. Spotted by passengers on a whale sighting scuttle, the body was recovered by police, then was sent to the city coroner's office for an autopsy. The cause of death has been listed as suicide, though bystanders report that the corpse was remarkably disfigured and contorted. Walt Grimm, a personal injury lawyer, followed the ambulance to the coroner's and reported that a quarantine was initiated not long after. The reason for the quarantine has not been made public. Old Jim's Bait Shop. Hey, they got some lively crawlers out there in an old coffee can of your choice. Well, that's just hospitality, is what that is. The Grateful Dead, in its third incarnation, have announced plans for a resurrection tour to begin next week in Sacramento, California, and end up in Lazarus, PA's Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The tour is scheduled to run for 3 years, during which the band will play 1,093 shows. Accordion player Geraldo Rodriguez says the band is excited to get back on the road after a layoff of a week and a half. We were due for a rest after our last world tour, but by Thursday we were all getting a little antsy. Future plans include a new album, a movie filmed on tour, and a possible benefit concert put on in conjunction with the Rolling Stones. That's a Grateful Dead joke, Amabel.
Yeah.
About how they continually tour despite being very old. Is Grateful Dead still kind of a hot topic among the youths?
I don't know if it ever was. Everyone I've always known who's been in the Grateful Dead has been old. Like, always old. Like, they were born old.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Police officers acquitted of assault in civil suit. Okay. I hate to jump to conclusions, but on the other hand, no, I don't. Angry protests were staged today outside the 5th Precinct Courthouse when 2 Norm police officers, Joey Harris and Dean Adler, both incidentally members of the Crusade for Genetic Purity. My jumping is looking more prescient all the time. Were found not guilty of assault and battery on a private citizen. Emo Dooley, an unemployed homeless mutant, had brought a civil suit against the officers, saying they had randomly picked him out of a group of stragglers and beaten him senseless. This is the 4th civil suit brought against Norm members of the SFPD this year alone. Each trial has ended in an acquittal. Undoubtedly, this has given police an added sense of immunity, leading to more mutant accusations of civil rights violations. The 2-mutant 10-Norm jury deliberated for only 3 minutes 18 seconds before presenting the not guilty verdict. Juror Lainey Fox explained the reason for the quick decision made by the jury. The prosecution never convinced us that Mr. Dooley has not always looked the way he does. The ACLU announced that it is planning to appeal.
Oof. Yeah.
Plus ça change.
Yeah.
Art and Soul by Albie Tewksbury. Oh, Albie Tewksbury is a very good future newspaper columnist name.
Also, he looks very old. Can you do an old voice?
Art is not just dead in the Bay Area. Its rotting corpses stinking up the place. The latest excuse for an art exhibit was unveiled at the Ink and Oils Emporium, or the Stink and Spoils Emporium, as I am wont to call it. This pathetic showing by an alleged artist who calls himself Logo was the most hideous spectacle of the season. At least this Logo character has an inkling of intelligence. If I dared to pass off such putrid trash as art, I wouldn't use my real name either. The most striking thing about the presentation was the artist's hairdo, which closely resembled a dust mop used to soak up an oil spill, then dried to a crisp under a sun lamp. On the lighter side, Kay Winthrop's Black Tie Art Appreciation fundraiser was not nearly as unbearable as I'd feared it would be. The featured artwork, as always, was despicable, but for once the hors d'oeuvres didn't make me want to vomit. Sorry, didn't make me vomit. He didn't want to, he did vomit previously. The champagne was not vintage, but not the cat pee of previous years. All in all, not a complete waste of an evening. Until next week, remember, life without art is just life. Was that good? Was that voice to your...
That was good. That was good.
Why the Crusade Must Be Stopped, Part 2 of 5 by Loogie Trundle. In the years since World War III, we have seen a growing form of discrimination which has come into full malevolent bloom. Thankfully, we are not talking about racial or sexual bias, both of which are no longer the blights on society they once were. I I don't know. I feel like we've caught kind of a lot of casual misogyny right across the face already.
Yeah. Ugh.
The social disease that affects us now is genetic discrimination. There are in this world evil forces that exist with the specific purpose of separating the genetically unchallenged from the rest of the population. This eugenics movement, the classifying of humans by their genetic quality, has been around since the late 1800s, but in those days humans were already classified by skin color and gender. Several significant movements in history have attempted to exterminate an entire race, and I believe that we are witnessing yet another. The crusade for genetic purity is spearheading this dark movement. Reverend Shepherd, in the guise of a placid, benevolent teacher, is, in reality, a hate-monger. His words, softly spoken, plant the seeds of hate between those with genetic flaws and those without. And now the crusade has trumpeted the arrival of the Moon Child, the so-called refuge of the pure. Supposedly a religious retreat where the faithful crusaders go to take part in spiritual ceremonies. It is, in reality, a symbol of divisiveness. A jewel in the heavens where only few may go, the rest excluded by a condition they did not ask for and cannot change. When will each and every inhabitant on this earth open his or her eyes? I hope for the day when we will all be able to look upon each other as human beings and not as man or woman, black or white, mutant or norm. To paraphrase Shakespeare, I am a mutant. Hath not a mutant hands, organs, dimenses, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you poison us, do we not die?
All right. Well, that was newspaper.
Don't you feel caught up on the events of the day?
I do feel caught up on the event.
Well, there you go. It's totally working. So there's a lot of radioactive garbage out here.
Louis Laments runs the brew.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Amabel, you heard of this guy Louis Laments?
I have. That's more garbage.
The brew and stew has the nicest parking lot in 7 counties.
I do believe that it's just more garbage, yeah.
Okay, let's look across the street.
Careful. Body
There are
has a...
signs of radioactivity everywhere.
Yeah? What was...
That's good. That's funny. Because there's signs.
You know, I get it. Signs of radioactivity. You're really something special, sweetie.
All right, you.
These posters somehow survived. Francesca Lucido makes the spiciest pizza in the city. The only thing spicier than her cooking is her imagination. And right now she seems to have a thing for me.
We'll go in there.
Francesca Lucido.
That's not.
I don't think that's a door. That's sort of just boarded over.
Okay. All right, let's.
All right, Robin's on my side. Lana seems to be on your side. Not to go pitting the chat against each other on these signs of radioactivity.
Francesca Lucido makes the spiciest pizza in the city. Francesca.
I think you have to actually walk in.
Okay, yeah. This is all right. That's the wall. Okay.
Even though the inside of this is a JPEG. There we go.
It's that a handsome P.I. Tex Murphy. Have you come to take me away?
Ooh, cowboy humor. What is cowboy humor?
How'd you guess? You must have seen my white horse hitched to the railing out front.
Oh my, Mr. Murphy, you certainly know how to excite a girl.
Okay, well, C seems mean. Let's not do that.
I do love to see it spelled out like that, though.
Let's indulge in some patented sex appeal humor. Let's see how the straights flirt.
Well, that's what I've been told. I almost got my own 900 number before getting into the PI biz.
Well, I certainly would have subscribed. What can I do for you, Mr. Sexy Voice?
Do the kids know about 900 numbers?
I don't know. I don't know if the kids know about 900 numbers. So I'll say this reminds me of the third Thief game,
Okay.
Thief Deadly Shadows, where the lady running the shop just had the hots for him. This is so much more charming. This is, I just want to say 1994 or whatever did it better.
Oh, wow. Okay, you can ask about all kinds of stuff here.
I don't. Oh, these are things I don't
Names
know.
you've seen or thought about.
Chelsea is a nicer girl. Sal tries to flirt with her, but she doesn't give him the time of day. I like Louis. He runs a nicer place, and I go over there and chat with him when the business is slow.
Okay.
Well, I was hoping you'd get around to asking about me. I'm just a lonely, hot-blooded woman who needs the love of a good, strong man.
Oh, all right, all right.
You know, good for her that she knows what she's into.
Yeah.
Ardo is an overgrown kid. He comes in here for the all-you-can-eat buffet, and I've got to kick him out every time. If I didn't, he'd eat everything we got. That's that religion for norms only. It makes me sick.
Good for you.
Can't help you, Tex. Sorry, I don't know anything about that.
Okay, and I haven't asked.
She even has like bespoke options for I don't know. Like this is really between, like, I don't know exactly how many characters there are in this thing, but it feels like this is maybe a hell of a lot of FMV.
Yeah.
Rook is a tough old geezer. I've known him ever since we opened the slice of heaven back in 32, but I can't say I know him very well. Me and Sal got married too young, and it's been up and down ever since. I've had enough of his drinking and the womanizing, and I divorce him in a second, but he's got a couple of buddies who are top lawyers. If I had some hard evidence of his screwing around, I could divorce him and get a decent settlement.
Okay.
And here I would have thought she'd be into it being up and down ever since.
Oh, that just okay. I just leave when that happens. Okay.
I mean, there's nothing in there except for. Well, what else would you be interested in?
Or here.
Louis Lament.
All right.
Brew and Stew
Good
is
enough.
run by Louis Laments, a bloated mutant with a heart bigger than his waistline. Everyone comes to Louis' cafe. So does all the street talk. If something's going on, Louis knows about it.
Do you know about
What can I do
pens?
for you, Mike?
Amabel.
What?
This guy must be a distant descendant of Barf.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Barf from
From You Can't Do That on Television.
Can't
He's
Do
like
That on Television.
the
Yeah.
spitting image.
Let's do some ear bending.
You don't want
You
to
know-
hug?
I don't know if I want to hug.
I mean,
You know, I guess I
his
should
apron
ask
is
hug first.
plainly filthy, so I guess I would see where you're coming from.
How about a pitcher of beer and the love of a good woman, Louis?
I can't help you with the woman, Mike. Yeah, no problem with the beer, though. Put it on your tab?
Thirsty and grateful, I guess.
Thanks, Louis. I should have some work soon, then I'll be able to pay my tab off first thing.
That reminds me, Mike. Have you talked to Rook today? He might have a job for you. Someone broke into his shop last night.
I appreciate
Thanks
that.
for the tip, Louis. I'll go see Rook right now.
Oh, okay.
Wow, like right now. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the ear bending. You know,
Robin says in chat, after the war, many barfs fled Canada and settled along the California coastline.
Rooks. Oh, hang on. Who are you?
Chelsea's a hot little number. I hear she's a mutant, but it doesn't show. The only weird thing about her is she won't go out with me.
Oh, how cringe do you think this is going to be?
I'm a little worried, if I'm honest.
Chelsea Bando's the kind that could hold her own with anyone, but she has a way of turning my knees to jelly. She's a mutant just like everyone else in this part of town, but she's a real beauty.
Well, hello, stranger.
Charmingly curious.
Tell me, gorgeous, has the new True Detective come in yet?
Yeah, but you gotta pay for it this time. Hey, when you finish a magazine, it is in no condition to sell.
Sarcastic retort.
You're a riot, Chelsea. You ought to be doing stand-up.
No. Look, I do enough stand-up work right here. So can I help you with something?
Ask about?
Rook acts like a tough guy, but he's a softie. Just don't tell him that to his face.
What do you think of her hat?
Oh, you know me, Tex. I'm just making ends meet.
You know, the hat along with like the whole outfit, it definitely has a very, I would call this a very 90s look. You know, it's a nice hat. It's an okay hat. I think it works for her head. You know.
I love Louis, but his friendliness doesn't fool me. He's a sharp one. He knows everything that's going on in this neighborhood. Franny's a live wire. Either she or Sal is going to do time for killing the other one. I have never seen a couple fight like they do. Sal's a handful. He's a nice guy, but I don't know, I feel kind of naked when he gives me the eye.
Gross.
Luckily, Ardo seems to like me. I mean, if I were on his bad side, I'd be tempted to relocate. He could crush a Subaru with one hand. Wish I could help you there, Tex. The Crusade is big. I mean, much bigger than most people know. They have operatives all over, and then these huge sections of the Norm population are joining. Well, they say it's a religion, but then they encourage the members to be violent and prejudiced towards others.
That's more an and then, not a but then.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, religion, right. I've seen them before.
Sorry, I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay.
Hey, Amabel.
No one has. Yeah.
I am going to bail on you for a minute here, so you're in charge.
Okay.
Take over the stream.
All right. Hey,
Rook Garner
chat.
runs this pawn shop.
We're gonna go in this pawn shop.
Rook Garner runs this pawn shop. He's a crusty old World War III vet with a face like a raisin and a tongue like a butcher's cleaver.
Oh, look at this dog.
What do you want, Murphy?
Okay, you can talk. Okay. I will be obliviously conversational. That's usually how I am in my day-to-day life.
Fine. How you doing, Rook?
I'm not in the mood for small talk.
I can be sarcastically serious, plain old sarcastic, or serious. I guess I'll be serious.
Fine. What do you want to talk about?
Let me tell you about my great day, Murphy.
Last night, someone broke into my pawn shop. I don't usually have anything of great value, but yesterday, I gave out a fair amount of cash for an extremely valuable diamond bracelet.
Ooh, detective humor. Let's see how that is.
My deductive powers tell me the bracelet's no longer on the premises.
Brilliant work, Murphy.
I'll be oblivious to his sarcasm. That served me well.
Thanks. So what happened?
The bracelet was pawned by a young girl named Amabel. She said she hated to hawk a family heirloom, but had no choice. She said she would reclaim the bracelet in a month. Well, since the bracelet was worth 10 times the 8,000 I loaned her, it was a good deal for me.
Oh, let's investigate the vibes.
What was your impression of the girl?
She seemed real nice. I don't know what I'm gonna tell her. I called her this morning, but her line is disconnected.
I'll be casually investigative.
So do you have any leads on recovering the bracelet?
No, the police are a waste of time, and I can't afford to hire a decent PI.
Offended but looking for work seems to be all right.
I guess this means you don't consider me good enough to help track down the bracelet?
I'd appreciate your help. I'm not a rich man, but if you find the bracelet, I'll owe you a few favors, which could come in handy. Come back here and I'll show you where they broke in.
Rook takes me out back and shows me where the burglar broke in. The back window is busted out and the latch is ripped. It's a sloppy job. As I start my investigation, I'm looking for information to enter into my CrimeLink computer back at the office. One thing's for sure, Emma Nimpton won't be one of the suspects' names. Every PI worth his salt knows that's not my name spelled backwards.
Okay. I will admit that did not occur to me. It occurred to me it would be a pseudonym, but it did not occur to me that that's what it was. So I'm not a great detective. Let's look.
Well, obviously the window was broken from the outside. I wonder what all these garbage cans are doing around here. Maybe Rook is running a low-rent hostel. This building that Rook runs his pawn shop out of is at least 120 years old, making it only slightly younger than Rook. Yep, those steps lead right up to Rook's back door.
Let's get more of a look. Is that just some garbage?
These disgusting piles of trash remind me of Aunt Betty's annual yard sales. Whoever uses these garbage cans is either a terrible shot or is saving them for that special piece of trash.
Yeah, okay. That's...
Like Rook always says, you can cut corners here and there, but there's nothing like a quality garbage can.
Move, yeah.
Like Rook always says, you can cut corners here and there. Like Rook.
Okay, and then let's okay, hang on.
Looks like a shoe print is outlined in that sticky pool of something resembling chocolate. Footprints about a size 14.
Okay, let's... I just am trying to Aha!
Looks like a key of some kind.
Examine that key. Yeah, that's the key.
These are empty jumbo-sized cans of Camel's chunky chocolate soup. Good.
Oh, chocolate soup sounds
The empty
disgusting.
bottles of chocolate syrup lying all around this alley all look like they've been licked clean.
Oh. What's over here?
It's one of those basketballs they used to give away at Weenie World. 10 seconds left. Down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled.
Alright, some more things over here.
Whatever's on the other end of this power box must be out of commission. The gauge is as dead as my love life.
Maybe you weren't such a misogynist, buddy.
These are empty jumbo size.
Okay. Let's let me check the chat. So I don't want to check the chat for me. SB, my call friend and who wants to be a thousandaire. That's very sweet. once lost in the woods. After praying to SB, I found a path leading back to a Burger King I wandered away from. Add crackers and it's just fondue. See, here's the thing. I don't like fondue. Now, I like chocolate. I like cheese. But fondue and me do not
Every
get along.
time I see yellow-gray water oozing out of a gutter, I just can't help but thirst for a cup of coffee from the brew and stew. The texture of the pavement surface is a cross between a spilled Coke and sandstone.
Now, one thing that I'm kind of spoiled and used to from playing some more recent games is having highlights of things that are clickable. And then I know if what I'm clicking on is an actual discrete object or, part of another piece of garbage or whatnot. So it's a little clunky.
Baby
but
rum wrapper looks like it was left recently. Yep, still warm.
You don't want to give a baby rum. You
An empty
silly.
bottle of evanescent spring water. For those with a higher class of thirst.
It's just more
I
trash.
don't usually enjoy piles of garbage, but they do add a lot of character to this alley. An empty bottle of evanescent spring water. For those with a...
Okay.
Well, that's the sturdy, worm-eaten back door to Rook's Pawn Shop.
Now that's a euphemism if I've ever heard one.
So, Murphy, have you come up with anything yet?
Let's be non-committal.
Well, it's hard to say, but I'll get back to you later.
Did I miss it? Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you, yes.
You had nothing to say to that brilliant return line?
It wasn't that brilliant.
All right, I'm out of here again.
No, come back. Oh. Just navigating around is gonna make me. Let me go back to the alley. Might be something else there. I found a key. Oh, how do I? Oh. Wait, how do I get back to the alley? Okay, let's go back in.
Garner runs this pawn shop.
Will you let me back in the alley?
What else can I help you with, Murphy?
Exit the alley. Okay. So it's like a... Alright, so I've looked at the window and the trash cans. I moved this one trash can and found a key.
Okay.
Whoever uses these garbage cans is either a terrible shot. I wonder what all these garbage cans are doing around here.
I've heard all that. I played basketball.
This is where graffiti novices come to practice. After honing their skills, they move on to places where people actually care if you spray paint their walls.
I found the instruction manual, by the way.
Oh, did you? Okay.
60 pages.
Whoa! This antique boombox worked. I bet it'd only play the Bee Gees.
Alright, well, let's... Cool.
This old relic probably hasn't worked in years. Hey, there are batteries in here.
Nice.
Cool.
Good examination.
I wonder if these still work. Tingly tongue. Still got juice.
Aw, he has a problem you do, sweetheart. He's trying to eat the batteries.
No, he was testing them. I eat them. It's different.
Okay, let's see if we can find...
He's an amateur. I am hardcore. We are not the same.
And is this more
I
garbage?
don't usually enjoy piles of garbage, but they do add a lot of character to this alley.
And that's
These
the
are empty
can of
jumbo-sized
soup.
cans of Camel's chunky chocolate soup. Good.
Yeah, I say the chunky also makes it worse.
An empty bottle of An empty...
Oh, wait, hang on. There was a move there.
An empty bottle of evanescent spring water. For those with a higher class of thirst.
Hang on, let me... Okay. I'm sure it had a move prompt.
Well, why don't you just click
An
move?
empty bottle of evanescent spring water. For those with a higher class.
It's not highlighted.
Well, yeah, but why don't you just click on it and then...
Well, where does it?
Well, that's not gonna work.
Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't. I was
An empty
wondering
bottle
if
of evanescent spring water.
clicking on
For those
move would
with a
give you
higher
the
class
move
of
cursor.
thirst.
You know.
This rickety wooden fence keeps Rook's Pawn Shop and the Slice of Heaven Pizza Parlor from collapsing into each other.
And now, theoretically, it doesn't.
Okay. Whoa.
That's a man.
Oh, looks like Mr. Bum is home for the evening.
Yeah, what do you want?
That's about the voice I expected.
Yeah.
Bum camaraderie.
Looks like you're busy drowning your troubles, my good man.
Well, Mr. High and Mighty, what are you, a preacher or something?
Let's do some more camaraderie.
No, I'm just a man like you, who's been down on his luck.
Look at me, I'm crying. Now what is it you want?
Down to business.
I just want to ask a few questions. First, did you see anything strange last night?
The strangest thing I've seen recently is you trying to get information from me for free, you schmuck.
Okay, I mean, that's pretty straightforward. We don't have any money, right?
No.
It's kind of our whole thing right now.
But, maybe we. Oh wait, there's a. Jeez, Lou. Okay, stop.
You're a little excited. It really just took off.
Stop. Stop.
Yeah, can you get these stairs down?
Well, that steep staircase looked really hard to climb.
No, turn around. Slowly.
Why didn't you just keep going?
Keep going what?
Like, turning to the right. You turned 350 degrees, and then instead of turning 10 more degrees, you turned 350 degrees back.
Sweetheart, I'm just trying to. This is very difficult for me.
I know, that's why I'm just telling you to do things the easy way.
Wait,
Okay, all right. You got it. You're in charge here. Don't let Tex tell you where to go. You tell Tex where to go.
Wait, where's the...
Well, you're partway up the stairs now.
Okay.
Hey, there's not seeming to necessarily be a huge amount at the top of this staircase. Does this fire escape wrap around?
Hey, this door's just painted on. Hey,
well,
this door's just painted on.
All right, well.
And there's nothing else. There's not. Yeah, that landing doesn't extend anywhere. What a curious thing.
This is where graffiti novices come.
Okay.
Amabel, you might have trouble running this game if your extended memory is below 8 megabytes. According to the manual.
Okay. Oh, what is this?
Wow, a recyclable paper can. Finally, a glimmer of ecological responsibility. I didn't know Rook cared. Wow, a recyclable paper can.
Hang on, let me get...
Yeah, get a little closer. It'll probably be.
Wow,
Okay, well, that's
okay.
Not exactly what we were looking for.
I wonder what all these garbage...
Okay.
So you don't think there was anything else, anything like interactable in that can?
I mean, let me look again, but
So if you just hit open now, because it is lit up. Okay, no, as soon as you move your cursor off, it's no longer lit.
Wow, a recyclable paper can. Finally, a glimmer of ecological.
Because I bet we don't have to examine things every time we want to interact with them.
no, I don't think there's.
Okay. If you, when there's multiple options highlighted, if you right click, it'll cycle between them.
Okay, that's a way they could do that. All right, I found a key. I don't have any money, but I could get information from the guy if I had some money. This is that
or
adventure
presumably
game.
something else that he wants. I hate to stereotype, but something tells me that if you had like alcohol, that might also work.
All right, well, let's see what else.
Or who knows? Maybe he wants like an old magazine subscription.
Rusty the Clown's novelty shop. Closed down a few months ago after Rusty mysteriously disappeared. The police suspect foul play, but I think he probably just choked to death on his own bad jokes.
Man.
It's all locked up. The only way I'm gonna get inside is by using my innate cleverness or ingenuity, or maybe a key.
Oh, I have a key.
It's all locked up. The only way I'm gonna get inside is by...
Do you reckon it's the right key?
Inventory. Key from alley. Use key.
Well, that's not gonna work.
Well, there you go.
Hang on, let me get closer.
I don't know if... I mean, okay, maybe that's the problem.
It's all locked up. The only way I'm gonna get inside is by using my innate cleverness or ingenuity, or maybe a key. It's all locked up.
Use key.
Apparently, if you hold the R
Well, that's
key
not gonna work.
while you're in walking around mode, you will move even faster.
Combine. No.
Combine key with battery to create battery acid all over my hands.
Okay, well, let's
And then combine hands with mouth for nap time.
Oh, hang on. There's a mat there.
Looks like
There
a
is a
welcome
mat.
mat. But when it's on the doorstep of a novelty shop, you can never be too careful.
Yeah, I think there's like a 10% chance you're just gonna get a big boxing glove.
Whoa, a key.
Get. Okay, well that's clearly the key for this.
Hey, Amabel, before you do that, I want you to test something.
Okay.
It is a beautiful key, though. Go into movement mode.
Okay.
Hold down the left mouse button, and now move the mouse left or right. Look at that strafing.
Kids, that's gonna have to be a lot easier.
Yeah, it seemed like that would probably be helpful.
Rusty the Clown's novelty shop.
Okay, I don't care for this.
I hate it very much. These jokes belong to a person named Gag?
Gags? Yeah. I mean, I think that's it's a close cousin of the grocer's apostrophe. It's the clown's apostrophe.
Just saying, it's awfully suspicious.
Just a couple of empty old packing boxes.
What was the first game that
Hey,
you
is that
know of?
a camera or something in the mouth of that clown on the wall?
Ooh, a small nozzle. Probably a helium dispenser used for filling balloons.
Okay, sorry. What were you saying?
What was the first like point and click adventure game that had highlights for clickables? Do you know?
Oh,
Is that more 2000s thing?
I mean, it feels like a Scum feature to me.
Looks like some kind of in-house television.
Hi, kids, it's me, Inspector Burns. And as we all know, fire can be our friend, but fire can be our foe. So many times, fire starts so carelessly. And what can fires do? Fires burn you. Never, never light matches. No, no, no. Fire is dangerous. Fire made me look like this. Do you want to look like me? No, no, no. Don't look like Inspector Burns. Don't play with matches.
Inspector Burns. I always thought he was a freak, but the kids love him. So does Ardo.
Okay.
So I will say one data point. This is not exactly the question you asked. But one data point is that Diablo 2 and I think Diablo 1 definitely have a button where when you hold it, it shows a nameplate over every clickable item in the area. And you can click on the nameplates for interaction. So that's the kind of thing you're talking about. It's not an adventure game.
Right.
Cool. Plastic dart crossbow. It'll make a nice addition to my non-violent weapon collection.
And Diablo 1 came out in like 1994-ish, I want to say. Diablo 1 came out in 1997. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Of empty cardboard boxes.
The 90s are such a blur, you know?
Yeah.
On one end of them, I was 5. On the other end, I was 15, and not a single good thing happened betwixt the two.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna arm ourselves, right?
Maybe.
Hey, that's horrible.
Apparently, Rusty was very fond of empty cardboard boxes. It's a Rusty Clown life-size doll. Wow. It's a dead ringer for... Oh, no pun intended.
That's not what a... Oh.
Whoa! For a second there, I thought someone had decapitated Inspector Burns and left his head on the floor. What a great mask.
All right, let's get that. I don't like that at all. Hang on, I'm clicking on something else. Just so I don't have to look at it.
So you know the thing watching you from your UI?
No, I don't. All right.
Looks like my 4th grade teacher.
Okay.
Well, this must be Mr. Grimm. He's a Reaper. Oh, this is a scary mask. Why, it's Mr. Sloppy Lasagna Eater.
That's not what I expected. Oh, that's really. Oh, okay.
Boy, this game is like right on your wavelength sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'll bet this is a real popular mask. Wow, the limited edition Daryl Hannah wig and mannequin set.
These jokes would be funnier if we could see the masks before.
Yeah, okay.
Can you... So... These are paintings of knives on this wall.
Let's find out.
These weapons are all made of plastic. All bark and no bite. They're completely useless.
What about that horrible face?
We saw that face.
No,
That's
the other horrible face.
Oh.
These weapons are all made of plastic. All bark and no bite. They're completely useless.
Okay, let me
Yeah, I can't make
These weapons are all...
heads or tails of what that's supposed to be. It is a mask, right? It's like a mask hanging on a hook on the wall.
Yeah.
This wig probably sells well during the Bay Area Yodeling Festival. A mask of the king? That's blasphemy.
I feel
Okay, that one
like
hit me. Here's the thing about 10 jokes in different each in a different tone. You got a really good chance that you're going to hit your audience with at least one of them.
so it's I feel like Elvis humor was a thing that was really present in our childhoods, but I don't think the kids today really have the same exposure to it. You know?
Yeah, cartoons from our youth love to make an Elvis reference.
This wig must be quite popular with shy people.
Because the head of his face, that's pretty good.
Whoa, this wig would even make someone like me look glamorous.
Okay, and we're learning something about Tex. Hopefully he's learning something about himself.
If I can unlock this door, I may be able to go where only clowns have gone before.
All right, well, we do still have a mysterious key.
Well, that's not gonna work.
Okay.
We also have the ability to kick a door. You know, your legs work. I find that people in video games are remarkably reluctant to destroy doors.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have the other key anymore. It once it was used, it left my inventory.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I have no idea what I'd ever do with a stacking ring, but what the heck.
Okay. A ring toss ring.
Okay, so now if we take damage, we can just throw this.
Right, right.
I have to admit it, Rusty had a fine selection of novelty items.
You did have an interaction there.
Did I?
Yeah. Cursor turned into something. The top, the whatever that little bit of white is.
Okay.
Maybe this key fits in that employees only door.
Oh, is that a key? Okay.
Probably easier to see from, up close at a different angle. But when we were
Right.
up close at that angle, neither one of us saw it, so maybe not.
Okay.
That's an
This thing
awfully
must have
large.
been used for developing photos. Not much use for it now since all the developing equipment's gone.
Awfully large vat
Large
of
what?
acid.
Okay.
Plastic suction dart can be formidable ammo in the hands of an expert like myself. Posters in here tell you more than you'd ever care to know about film processing.
Does the film processing need a huge vat of acid?
Why in the world would Rusty keep a barrel of toxic acid?
I mean, I guess the. You sure? Oh, God.
Oh, lordy. Well, this is where Rusty ended up. What a way to go. I'm willing to bet he didn't crawl in here on his own. Someone murdered him. Posters in here tell you more than you'd ever care to know about film processing. Posters in here tell you...
Okay. Well, Rusty's dead. Nothing else in this room? Curious.
So there's a nozzle on the wall. Big weird nozzle.
Right.
I mean, it sure doesn't seem like any of our inventory items would be useful.
Yeah. I have to use the restroom, so can you entertain our chat while I'm doing that?
Oh, damn. Now I have to manage the stream, and I can't actually make the video game play. Well. How's everybody doing? We've reached the part of the video game, classic video game moment, where we discover the dissolved clown. I think Sean Baby wrote an article about this in the 90s. Classic method of categorizing video games, time to clown melt. This one was pretty fast. Pretty fast melted clown. So yeah, this game was a huge. I kind of said a little bit. I said a little bit of this earlier, but while we're waiting for Amabel to come back, let me get into a little bit more detail here. Under a Killing Moon was one of the largest video games of its era. Wikipedia tells us. It had a huge budget. It shipped on 4 CD-ROMs, which for 1994 is quite impressive. I don't. Myst wasn't even 4 CDs, was it? I want to say. Let me see if the Wikipedia article says here. It was certainly multiple discs, and I remember Riven in particular being multiple discs because I got into some trouble and I couldn't figure out what to do in an area that was split across 2 discs, and so walking back and forth trying to figure out what puzzle I was missing, I had to do a lot of swapping. One of the things I miss least about the old days of computer games. Robin says, I remembered this game having more shitty dialogue and less walking around clicking on random stuff. We're trying to earn ourselves some more dialogue. Terrio says, I've spent all week getting records to try and get the hell out of the States. Hooray for a Canadian ancestor and new immigration bill up there. Yeah, very understandable. Amabel and I are not quite there yet, but we do have a sort of a plan for how we might do that if doing it needed to be done. Let's see here. What else do I know about Under a Killing Moon? Like I said, I do have the manual here, so I've been sort of paging through it. There are 60 pages in this manual, and so many of them are just how do you use the UI. Assembling notes. Apparently at some point we're going to find some like paper scraps that have to be rotated and assembled. There's a whole UI element for that. So the manual opens with an introduction to Under a Killing Moon, where they just try to like talk you real quick into the tone of the story. Who is Tex Murphy? What is this setting for this game? And they identify Tex Murphy as a cross between Sam Spade, Rick Blaine, and Inspector Clouseau, which I guess is sort of fair enough. I saw somebody say in the chat earlier on when we were getting all the cutscenes and the World War II newsreel stuff that they were surprised to find, jokingly, surprised to find this game had a different tone than Sam and Max. Hopefully that's come back around a little bit at this point. As given here, Tex is somewhere between 29 and 49 with premature wrinkles and a bad back. The wrinkles are a result of smoking, drinking, a poor diet, lack of exercise, and a perpetual frown. The bad back flares up every time he's reminded of his ex-wife, Sylvia. Despite being a good PI, a born romantic, and a generally nice guy, Tex has a talent for getting into trouble and offending the wrong people. I don't know how much I believe that he's a generally nice guy. Chris Jones, who plays Tex, is the director of most of the live scenes and also co-designer of the game. You know, this is a very common thing. Back then, development teams would not have the contacts or resources to reach out to a lot of like proper actors, and so you get a lot of like, famously, all of the mobsters who appear in the Action comics in Max Payne are just people who work at the studio. That's how you get Sam Lake's face on the Max Payne model. Just the head writer of the thing. But I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with the quality of the performances in this game. This is the first time I'm actually like seeing a lot of it in context, and I think the Tex he's pretty funny. He reads as the right kind of dude. The guy is clearly very familiar with the mechanics of the noir stuff that they're aping here. Probably could have figured out a way to get Amabel to give me some control before leaving. It's the thing we should rig up in general, so that if Amabel decides she needs to leave for 20 minutes, I can at least drive you all around and we can look at the clown faces. This game is so old that the recommended hardware includes a hard disk with 8 megabytes free. You'd hate to buy your cool new Under a Killing Moon game and be unable to install it because your hard drive is too small. So make sure you have at least 8 megabytes. It is kind of crazy, like, when I think about the way hardware has evolved, I haven't really had to improve this computer all that much in the last decade to stay pretty much on the front edge of video stuff. That you are buying a new video card every 2 months if you're one of those people who's like totally addicted to number go up. I have to have it in 4K at 180 frames per second. But like, the value of that seems extremely dubious to me, especially when in order to actually hit those numbers, you're relying on like frame generation technologies and everything anyway. So like, you're getting 180 frames, but 2/3 of them are frames your video card had to make up out of nowhere and not really part of like the game itself. Hey, look, Amabel's back.
I'm back.
Anyway, what I was saying is 256 kilobytes ought to be enough for anybody.
Yeah.
What I was actually saying is kind of crazy to think about this period in video game history, like the mid 90s, when there actually were like huge leaps being made all the time. And you could buy a video card, a brand new top of the line video card. And then the very next year, there would be games that you literally just could not play on it because some kind of new 3D technology had been invented. Right? Like if you bought a Voodoo at the wrong time and then like the Voodoo 2 protocol came out.
Combine. Yeah.
Congratulations. Now you can shoot someone. Do not shoot this man.
All right, then I won't.
You're going to hold him up for his information? This is a stick up.
I guess not. Okay.
I mean, if you want to try it, I guess you can try it.
I feel like I'm missing something here, and I don't.
Looks like someone's back door opens onto the fire escape.
Now that's a
Hey,
euphemism.
this door's just painted on.
Right, yeah, okay, we
What's
knew
that? Yeah, that.
It doesn't let me click on it.
Huh. It's not clear to me at all what that is.
That's too... okay. Just more junk. Is that another window that's broken?
It feels like somebody's watching. Someone really weird.
Ah, because... okay. I see. I see.
What do you see?
Because we're watching. Because we're the player's a weirdo. I see. This is just more garbage.
Baby rum wrapper looks like it was left recently. I don't usually enjoy piles.
Yes. Okay. So
I will say, speaking of things being in 4K and whatever, I don't know how obvious it is to people. It was on the config menu, but this game can run natively in 640 by 480, which at the time was a huge resolution. Like very impressive.
An empty bottle of evanescent spring water for those with a higher class of thirst.
Move this already. This is how we found that key.
Okay.
Don't know where the key goes.
Yeah, I mean, you would think it would be for something in the alley, right? Why would you keep your key in the alley if it wasn't?
These disgusting piles of trash remind me of ant.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen a door or anything that requires a key back here, have you?
No. Well, hang on. What if okay, the door's painted on, but what if I use the key?
Yeah. All right.
Because I don't know how
from
much of an adventure game this is. You know what I mean? As far as
yes,
like dumb
I know
adventure
I know what you mean. You're being horribly cruel to the genre as a whole.
The genre. Okay. Use key from alley.
Well, that's not gonna work.
No. Okay. It was worth a shot. All right. Well, maybe there is nothing else. Some garbage over here. Appears to be more bottles.
An empty bottle of evanescent. These are empty. These disgusting. I wonder what all these.
Yeah. I don't have money for you.
Yeah, you're probably looking for, a door, a lockbox or something, right? Hey, have you tried interacting with that drain pipe?
Whatever's on the other end of this power box must be out of commission.
So I did he did a little quip about it. Let me find it again.
Every time I see yellow-gray water oozing out of a gutter, I just can't help but thirst for a cup of coffee from the brew and stew.
I was kind of hoping you'd be able to like scramble up there,
I wonder what all these garbage. The empty bottles of chocolate.
Yeah, the Rookery points out in chat that you're probably going to need a painted key for the painted door.
Whatever's on the other
Makes
end
sense.
of this. Well, that's not gonna work.
Okay. Yeah, I got a footprint. That is something. Hang on, what?
Shard of glass must have come from that broken window. Now we're starting to get somewhere.
Okay, interactable. I don't know what we're gonna do with a shard of
Looks like
glass.
whoever
But...
broke into Rook's window left one of his hairs behind. Apparently our burglar is a carrot top.
Okay.
Okay. So
That is
can I say
something.
that's really annoying. That's really annoying that this is like the third time I've been in this alley and I found a thing that I probably needed to find.
So maybe you can ask people now about our redhead.
Oh, no. Not you again. Look, I'll warn you right now. I'm almost out of chocolate syrup, and I'm not in a good mood.
You know, I just might have something that would improve your ugly mood.
Is that so? Well, what?
Okay, the red means I can't do it. So let's see if
Was
I can
was your
find-
plan there to give him that clown doll to fuck?
What else are
How
clown
desperate
dolls
do you
for?
think he is?
Look, once you're living in a dumpster, you don't turn down Clussy.
I think that it is possible
The empty
to still
bottles of
have
chocolate.
standards.
The empty bottles of
They're all empty?
An empty...
Okay.
The empty bottles of...
Okay. Where can I find some non-empty bottles of chocolate? Wait, you're a different bottle.
An empty bottle...
That's spring water. Okay. Okay, I need to find this guy some chocolate syrup. Apparently not in this alleyway. What other stores we got around here? Yeah, let's
Hi, Tex. How's the investigation going? Is there anything I can do to help?
ask about. Okay, bracelet.
Wish I could help you there, Tex. Yeah, you know, I remember Rook told me about the burglary. You know, I remember a stranger hanging around the past couple of days. It might be a dead end, but I seem to remember that the guy had these bright green eyes and a tattoo of an anchor on his arm.
Okay, okay.
Ah, I remember Rusty. He had a kid show on TV when I was young. I hated the show. That clown makeup always scared me.
Okay.
I mean, I doubt she's the only one.
Yeah. Where is my? I'm up here. Let me go back to my crime pewter.
So, where are you at on this, Amabel? I think we're kind of drawn up on time for today.
Yeah, this is really charming. I don't know if I'm gonna, because I know what adventure games are like.
Crime-Link computer is the only valuable piece of equipment.
Let me put in some statistics.
Some crime-taculous.
Okay.
So I mean, you'd be doing guesswork here almost entirely, right?
Yeah, I don't actually have hair color. Oh, next. Okay. Hair color is red.
Okay, and shoe size, right? We have a footprint,
It's 14.
but that's, I mean,
Anchor tattoo. She said he had green eyes. Didn't say the number of eyes.
I think you're just not going to be able to. It feels like you are short a lot of information here.
said it was male. Didn't specify race, so I don't really have a. No. Okay. Well. Yeah, I think this is pretty charming. And
do you think it's
for
charming
what it
enough
is,
that you
like-
would like to continue playing it? That's the real question.
If you want to do, if we can do more of this next time, if you want, and we'll see how annoying I'm finding the pixel hunting and whatnot. I gotta say that the dialogue. One thing about adventure games generally, because I have watched people play adventure games a lot, is that they tend to have a good sense of humor, and I think that's great. I think that really helps it go down a lot, real well. So I'm gonna save here.
Yeah, adventure games that have a more serious tone, like say Myst, I think it's a lot easier to start feeling annoyed.
Yeah.
All right, let me pop us back to the gas cave here. Whoosh.
Okay.
And we're gone. What a miracle. What an incredible miracle. All right, let me start up the backing track here. So yeah, we might continue this one. Ooh, that's louder than I wanted it to be. There we go. Okay, just some
So, hey, we're
quiet
in the
background
post
music for Phase 3. So yeah, I knew that you did not know about those. It's a whole series. There, there's 5 of them effectively.
Okay.
Well, okay, so there were originally 5. Mean Streets comes out in 1989, Martian Memorandum in 91, Under a Killing Moon with its incredible technology in 1994, the Pandora Directive in 96, and then there's a game called Tex Murphy Overseer in 1998 that is sort of it's a retelling of the first game, is my understanding, with like it's not a remake, but it's like there's a framing device around Tex telling the story of the first game. And so, First of all, this allows them to sort of like bring some of the elements up of the first game up to modern standards, and secondly, it allows them to, retcon a bunch of things and sort of jam them into the new and updated continuity. And that's 1998. And then the studio died. The series died.
Mm.
There is a true sequel, Tesla Effect, a Tex Murphy adventure, that comes out in 2014.
Oh, jeez. That's...
making the same use of live action FMV, but everybody's 20 years older and the tech is very different and everything. And I think that's very curious. I would like to check out Tesla Effect, but I've always felt like I needed to see at least some of the earlier games first. And then there's a 7th game The Poisoned Pawn was intended to be a 7th game in the series, and I guess eventually just turned into a novel or something. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird stuff. But anyway, that's the beginning of a foray into Tex Murphy, and maybe we're gonna spend some more time with old Tex. We shall see. No promises to be made at the moment, but what we are going to do right now, for sure, is this whole post stream, this whole phase 3 of the stream thing. Some of y'all are familiar, perhaps some of you are not. This is the phase of the stream where we just spend a little bit of time talking about the things we have loved in the past week. First of all, being thankful for the good things, and secondly, getting to share them so that other people can also potentially enjoy them if they are the sort of stuff that those people would enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So people are talking in chat already. What's going on with the snoring in the background?
Oh, that's
recorded
probably
stuff.
me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My time to record has been somewhat limited, and things happen. Listen, things happen. Apologies, but the fact of these recordings is they got to be made in real life. Also, I have a respiratory. Some of what you're hearing might be my respiratory issues. I know that I try to keep the mic tuned so that stuff's not really a problem. But like even just like the sound of me breathing, if I'm just sitting there breathing, will pick up on the mic as kind of a like there's a. So apologies for that. Apologies if that stuff is annoying. I have a bad respiratory system and often am recording in a room where someone else is sleeping because of the exigencies of life. So I do apologize if that shit's annoying.
Loud, wake me up. I'll, you have a couple times. Wake me up.
Yeah, sometimes I nudge you. Sometimes they give you a little. Yeah, I try. And apologies for the times when I fail to keep it out of the recording. My microphone settings keep resetting, and one thing this microphone does on the default settings is it tunes. If it thinks you're being too quiet, it will creep the gain upward, and when it does that is when it picks up my breathing noises. And then I have to go in and it remembers my settings, but I have to click the box again in order for it to be in order to turn off the auto gain. I wish it would not do that. It wasn't doing it on Windows 10, I'll tell you that much.
Oh.
Fucking Windows. Windows 11 is a nightmare.
What do you have to recommend? What did you love? It wasn't Windows 11. What did you love this week?
Let's see here. Robin says, I just read a fucking amazing novel by Amy Ogden, which none of the rest of you will be able to read for a year or two at least. I say this purely to gloat. That's fair enough. Tyrio says, we caught up on Paradise Season 2 here, so that's been fun, but now we have to wait. I am enjoying Paradise Season 2 very much. I do not know what the dude's plan is, the male guy. Like, he seems to be operating entirely on hope, and it's just, what a mess. My thing that I wanted to recommend was season 2 of Deadlock. There's a New Zealand / Australian TV show called Deadlock, but with an H, like a water thing. It's a little detective story. The second season of it just came out. It's 6 more episodes. But I really enjoyed the first season, and I liked the second season even more. I think it's a brilliant little sort of like comedic take on the small town mystery kind of thing. I'm not usually a big fan of this genre of detective story, like the cozy small town detective story with they uncover the thing, and oh no, it turns out the town has secrets, and everybody has years of history of hating everybody else and stuff. It's a thing that it's not that I think these are badly executed normally. It's just like, holy shit, there's so much of it. And anything that's being produced in this quantity, a lot of it's going to be bad, right?
Yeah.
But Deadlock, I'm a big fan of, and I think that season 2 in particular, it's quite a queer show. There's a lot of queerness and gender stuff going on among the main cast, and yeah, I don't really want to say anything else about it for fear of spoiling, because it is that sort of thing a little bit. But I really enjoyed it, and I feel like season 2 comes to a good, solid conclusion. And it has a proper ending. It's good. Deadlock is good. Krobzik says, I picked up the Bazaar after the last stream. Haven't had time to try it yet, but looking forward. Yeah, I've been enjoying the Bazaar. I think the Bazaar is in a real good place right now with the variety of the characters and stuff. There's some things that need to get fixed a little bit. They have a couple of weird They made a couple of weird decisions with the last patch that have led to some degenerate behaviors, and hopefully that stuff's going to get fixed. They made it so a couple of different items have damage reduction that stacks additively instead of multiplicatively. So you can get like on what's his name, the werewolf man. I keep wanting to call him Karnak. Karnak's right. Karnov is the one that is wrong, that I kept wanting to call him. Karnov's is a character from an NES game. Or several NES games. There's a particular where Karnak has an item, his leather jacket, which is at its highest rarity. The leather jacket gives you 50% damage reduction. But when you enrage, it is destroyed. Like the idea is, it protects you, but then you sort of like Hulk out of it when it's time to deal damage. But it turns out if you just get 2 leather jackets and no other items, you're invincible. And you don't do any damage or anything, but you can just sit there and be invincible and let the sandstorm start and eventually claim your opponent while you just sit there and be invincible. So hopefully they're going to patch that soon. It is a very unusual circumstance to be able to acquire 2 diamond rarity copies of the same item. Some very unlikely stuff has to occur, but obviously it's a huge bummer when it does. Just talking to a wall here.
No, I'm listening to you.
Okay, but I need you to be responding to me like we're having a conversation.
Okay, well,
did you know that we're producing a show right now?
Yeah, and I was listening to. Oh, Amabel, you need to talk more. Oh, Amabel, I was in the middle of a sentence. Oh, Amabel, why aren't you participating in the conversation? Oh, Amabel, not like that.
Don't talk. Okay, here's the rules I want you to follow. Don't talk when I am talking, but do talk when I'm not talking. Especially when I finish talking in a way where I'm obviously throwing to you.
I sometimes don't know if you finished talking.
That's fair. That's fair.
I had something I enjoyed this week.
Yeah, what was your thing? What did you bring to?
It's an adventure game that I liked.
Tell us about this adventure.
Roberta Williams Eats a Sandwich. I sent you the link so you can navigate to it if you like to.
Okay.
So the audience can see. It's on itch.io. It's from Bitter Corella.
A Bitter Corellia joint.
And I think it's really a charming, lovely little text-based adventure thing that has some real nice laughs in it, and I don't know, it amused me. I'm sharing this tiny little thing. I'm bringing you a tiny little thing, like a rat with a pen cap, and being like, "Hey, this is the thing I love."
I dropped a link into the chat there. Presumably, this being a Roberta Williams design, presumably there are 7 or 8 different ways for this sandwich to kill you.
Yeah. Well, how about just to give you a taste of it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's play through to one ending.
Okay. The year is 1983. Go ahead. You are Roberta Williams, Imagineer, Dreamweaver, and renegade adventure game designer. Sierra, the fledgling video game company that you founded with your husband Ken Williams, is in trouble. You need a hit game to stay in business, and not just any hit. You need the biggest hit that the video game world ever saw, or else IBM is going to send a bunch of goons to knock you out and tie you up in a basement so deep that not even a helpful mouse that you were earlier saved by throwing a shoe at a cat could save you. That's very good. That's very good. Roberta Williams ribbing there. The pressure is on, but your mind is blank. Maybe a light snack would replenish your mental reserves. I would love to have a snack. Yes, a peanut butter sandwich would just hit the spot. But how will you get your hands on some peanut butter? Well, we could burn down the custom-built Sierra Redwood building, approach Habitat for Humanity to build you a new home, gradually become friends with ex-President Jimmy Carter as he oversees construction, eventually get invited to his family peanut farm for a tour and receive a commemorative souvenir jar of peanut butter as a keepsake. We could become an international cat burglar, sneak into top secret government lab in Nevada's Area 51, steal clandestine plans to build a time machine, go back in time to meet peanut butter inventor George Washington Carver and ask him for a jar of peanut butter, or look in the refrigerator. Well, I'll tell you what, I think I'm inclined to go for the top one because you are not going to find peanut butter in the refrigerator in any sane house.
Okay.
Amabel.
Okay. All right.
No, is this a thing? Is it seriously? Is this do people refrigerate their peanut butter?
People do refrigerate their peanut butter.
It never occurred to me. Wouldn't it be hard to spread it?
Maybe.
Okay, well, I'm going to burn down yeah. Okay, you've decided to burn down a building. How are you going to set the fire? Well, we could rub some chocolate on the bottom of an aluminum can, then polish it with paper towel until shiny, then use it as a reflective tool to aim a beam of sunlight at the wall and hold it there until the wall bursts into flames. Or we could use our ultra-modern 1983 rotary telephone to call Ron Gilbert, explain our game design philosophy until he spontaneously bursts into flames. The flames travel over the telephone wires to issue forth from your receiver in a manner you're pretty sure is totally consistent with the way that flames behave, and then burn the building down that way. I think that's the one. Ron Gilbert is going to hate this.
Okay.
All right, you're going to call Ron Gilbert, but how are you going to dial your telephone? I mean, I feel like we get the bit here.
Well, then why don't you try doing it with your finger?
Because hold on, go to
Okay.
Do we go to our local
if you get
Sizzler
the bit.
buffet, which still exists at this date? Gorge on shrimp until you grow morbidly obese. Obtain a special dialing wand from a local bariatric surgeon. Travel to secluded woodland area with husband Ken Williams. Park car in ominously quiet clearing. Listen to radio broadcast about escaped mental patient with a hook hand. Insist that Ken drive you home. Discover disembodied hook stuck to your car door handle and use hook to dial. This feels very King's Quest to me. Let's just with my finger. Watch out, Roberta, screeches your until now unmentioned owl companion Cedric. That's a poisonous telephone. Too late. The telephone bites you, and you instantly succumb to its venom. It didn't even tell me how many points I got. Travesty.
That's the gag. There's
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some funny writing here. So the individual options are funny. I think this is worth spending some time clicking through.
Yeah.
Also, Bitter Corellia, just a good, in my opinion, a good solid social media follow. Midnight Pals is fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the gas cave. Krabzik says, "Wait, there's an inventor of peanut butter? Like nobody before him thought to grind some peanuts?" Yeah, peanut butter's a little more complicated than that, right? You got to mix it with something. But yeah, George Washington Carver is usually, I believe, given as the inventor of not just peanut butter, but also many uses of the peanut, right? He was some kind of peanut.
But he did not invent peanut butter. Peanut butter's been around since the Aztec days.
Okay.
Peanut butter's been around for a long time. That's a common misconception because he had all those peanut-related
patents,
inventions.
See, what is George Washington? What is George Washington Carver's deal? Does he have a lot of patents?
Probably. I mean, he did a lot of inventing. I don't know if he got patents for it. So he's a professor at the Tuskegee Institute, and he developed techniques to improve types of soils depleted by repeated plantings of cotton, so people can grow peanuts and sweet potatoes. He was an environmentalist. Yeah, he did a lot of things before dying in 1943.
And people just decided posthumously to pretend that he invented peanut butter.
His Wikipedia page has a subsection of personal life for voice pitch. Apparently, his voice had an extremely high pitch.
Huh.
That's fun to know.
Weird. Anyway,
I hope if I ever get a Wikipedia article, they don't describe my voice. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, if I ever get a Wikipedia article, I hope the word clocky doesn't appear at all. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for us for today. We do have places to be, important deeds to do. So, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for taking a trip into the future, a future vision from the past, for walking in the light of the killing moon with us. When you come back next time, there might be more of that. You know, we might do more of that. We might do something else. No promises. I'm keeping you in suspense because I think it's likely to make you probably more likely to click on the next stream. That's the kind of mercenary cruelty that I think everyone has come to expect here. So thank you all very much for watching. When you come back next time, when you come back this week, there's going to be videos. There were not a lot of videos this week, and I apologize for that. I had to go to a new doctor. And
it turned out all right.
Stresses. The new doctor's great. The new doctor seems like a real solution to many of my problems, so I'm very excited about that. But you know, it's still stuff, medical stuff. Woo. And then stream next week. Go out into the world, find things to love. Bring your capacity for love with you. And improve the place just by looking around and trying to be happy. And then come back to us. Bring that energy back to us next week. And we'll see you then.